Smart TV versus Android TV. What is the difference? Hello there, welcome to DaveTech YouTube channel, and in this video, I want to take out the time to describe or explain to you the difference between a smart TV and an Android TV. This is a confusion that lots of people in the TV community do have, and many times people go over to buy a TV and they end up buying the TV they don't want. They go over to buy a smart TV and they are given an Android TV, or they go over to buy an Android TV and they are given a smart TV. It is a big problem in the TV community. But after this video, you're going to know the main difference between a smart TV and an Android TV. And as usual, if you find the video helpful, please you do know what to do: like, subscribe, and share for more important videos like this. And if you want to support my channel, you can go ahead and send me a gift or whatever you want to support the channel. But for this video, I'm going to be describing to you or explaining to you the main differences between a smart TV or an Android TV. So if you have a TV at home, after this video, you're going to know if your TV is a smart TV or an Android TV. Or if you want to buy a new TV, then you're going to know which kind of TV you're going to be buying. Now let's go straight to it. Now here on my screen, this is my smart TV, and just for details sake, this is a Hisense Vida Smart TV that I have. I love the Vida, and I'm going to be using it to describe everything. So whatever TV you are having, you're going to get the main differences from the other TV. So I don't want to make mention of what TV you have, because I don't know what operating system is working on. Now talking about operating systems, the main difference between a smart TV and an Android TV is just the operating system. Now the operating system is a software in which a device runs on. Let me just give for example, for those of you who don't understand. If you are using an Apple phone runs on an iOS operating system. Now it runs on an iPhone operating system. That's the word iOS. Now if you have an Android phone, let's say Techno, Itel, Huawei, or all these Android phones, they all run on the Android operating system. Even a Samsung phone runs on an Android operating system. If you have a laptop works or runs on the Windows operating system. If you have a MacBook, it runs on the Mac operating system. So any electronic device runs on a system, and that's the same with your smart TV or Android TV. They all run on an operating system. So now that you already know all the devices and their various operating systems, you also know that a TV runs on an operating system. Just like an iPhone runs on an iOS system, a MacBook runs on a Mac operating system, a laptop runs on a Windows or Linux operating system, or your TV also runs on an operating system. And for a smart TV, it runs on an operating system. Now, for instance, my smart TV here that you are currently watching runs on the Vida operating system. And if you browse through you see Vida here. This is the Vida operating system, and it's for the Hisense Smart TV. Now, an Android TV, on the other hand, runs on an Android operating system. The same Android operating system that your phones might run on is the same Android operating system that the Android TV runs on. And I'm going to explain to you how to know the difference. Now, for instance, if you buy a TV like this, I see something like a Vida, then that's a smart TV because it runs on a private operating system rather than an Android operating system. I'm just going to give you some examples. A Hisense Smart TV runs on the Vida operating system. A Samsung Smart TV runs on a Dyson operating system. An LG Smart TV runs on the web operating system, or they just call it Webos. So these are TV brands and their brand operating system. So smart TVs have their private brand operating system, but an Android TV runs on the general Android operating system. So now here's how you know the difference. On a smart TV, since it has its own operating system, you cannot sideload applications. This means that a smart TV comes with its own app store. Like for instance, if I browse through my Vida operating system, this is my own app store here, and the only applications here are the applications I'm allowed to have on the Vida operating system. As you can see on my screen here, the app store runs on the Vida operating system, and if there's an application that doesn't run on the Vida operating system, then I cannot install the application on this smart TV. And that's the problem with most smart TV. With a smart TV, you are not allowed to sideload an application. Sideloading an application means installing an application on third-party sites. The only place you can install an application from a smart TV is from its official operating system app store, like this. So if you have a Samsung Smart TV, you can only install applications from the Dyson app store. If you have an LG Smart TV, they can only install applications from the Webos app store. If you have an Apple TV, you can only install applications from the App Store of the Apple TV, and that's the limitation of a smart TV. Just like on my Vida operating system, I can only install applications from here, and just as you've assumed, not all the applications that you want might be here. Now, let's go ahead and try to sideload something. If I go over to my browser and I try to install something from the internet, let's say I go over to my browser here and I try to search something from the internet like a third-party application, there is no way I'm going to be able to install the applications to my smart TV, because my smart TV is only limited to the applications that are on the App Store. Let's say, for instance, in this site here, I came over here and I tried to install the VLC application. And you can see here, they told me that the only way I can install the VLC is on this operating system. And as you can see, these are different operating systems. This is Windows, this is Mac, this is iOS, this is Apple, this is for Apple devices. And then I have the Linux for Linux devices, and I have other systems. These are the only system I can install this device on, or this application on. And this is the same with any other application. When you're working with a smart TV, you cannot install any application to a smart TV. But if on the other hand, you have an Android TV or a device with an Android operating system like mine here, then you can go ahead and sideload applications. Now with your Android TV, if your Android TV, you can still have an app store. Your Android TV can still have a private app store like this one. I have an app store. This is its own app store. Now there are tons of different brands with Android TV, so yours might be different from mine. But what I'm saying is that you might still have an app store like this, but even though it has an app store, you're still able to sideload applications. This means installing applications from third-party sites on an Android TV. So just go ahead to your TV right now and try to install applications, or try to find out the operating system. If it has a private operating system like Vida, Wearables, Tizen, then it is a smart TV. But if it has an Android operating system like this, then it is an Android TV. So for instance, if I go over here, I can search for applications. Let's say I can go over here and search for the VLC app. And if I search for it, you'll realize that it is going to bring me to the Google Play Store. The Google Play Store only works on an Android TV. That's another difference. If you're able to search and you have an option that says Google Play Store, which you can go ahead and install an application, then that is an Android TV, because this is not possible on a smart TV. So here, since this is an Android TV, I switched the device. Now you might be wondering, why is it that it's on the same device? This is a TV box I am using on my smart TV. So the only way you can sideload applications using your smart TV is for you to use an external device, which in this case I am using an Android TV box called Sling TV, and that it runs on the Android operating system. So if your smart TV doesn't sideload applications, the only solution you can use to sideload apps is for you to use an external device like a smart TV box or an Android TV box. And as you can see on my Android TV box, I'm able to install applications, but this is not possible on my Vida TV. So that is the main difference between a smart TV and an Android TV. And I'll repeat the difference. A smart TV works on a brand operating system like Vida, Tizen, or Wearables for LG and Samsung. And an Android TV runs on the Android operating system like Android 11. This one runs on the Android 13 operating system, and this Android 13 also runs on your Android phones like your Samsung, your Google Pixels, and so on. So this is the difference. This is the main difference. And then a consequence of that is that on smart TV you cannot sideload applications. This means you cannot install applications from third-party sites. But on an Android TV, just the same way you can install an app on your Google Pixel, you can also install an application on your Google or on your Android TV, and that is the main difference. I'm sorry this video is a little longer, but if you found it helpful, make sure to do what I love, like, subscribe, and share for more important videos like this.